Companies can only raise their prices so much before people stop buying. My name's Eric. This is Above My Pay Grade. Let's get into it. So what happens if inflation persists? Well, much like I predicted in previous videos, people start to cut things that are optional, things that are getting more expensive. I read in the news the other day, Amazon Prime raised their prices 17%. Grocery stores are raising their prices. A CEO of Boxable just came out and said prices will continue to persist higher if gas persists higher because they offer food delivery service. A lot of people think these businesses are operating on 50% margin, and every sale they make, they're making tons of money, and that's just not the case. So when inputs go up, that would be fuel, the prices have to go up. And what that causes is people starting to make cost-benefit analysis on things like subscriptions, things like the kind of groceries they buy. Do they buy name brand or do they buy off-brand? And then it gets even more dramatic. It's not just name brand or off-brand. It's just bare essentials. So this is kind of what I'm talking about when I say things can crash through an inflationary crash just based off of people not being able to purchase things anymore. And so just the bare essentials are what the majority of Americans are buying. And so those companies that offer vacations, that offer subscriptions, that offer luxury items in general that operate off brand value or name brand value, they're going to suffer immensely during a inflation crisis because people's wages just don't keep up with it. And these are the canary in the coal mine that something's not right when you see these kind of headlines that people are cutting back. If inflation gets worse, what is going to get cut in the American household is going to get much worse. And so I think it's important for you to be prepared, not scared, diversify your investments and invest in things that the government can't print more of. These speculative investments like real estate, it could go up, but if you look at the price, adjusted for inflation, it's higher than it ever has been. So caution would tell you maybe it's not a good time to buy, potentially. You know, everyone has different circumstance, but these are all things to keep in mind when you're making an investment, to keep it away from emotion and keep it logical. Something. But I want to encourage you guys. I think there's a lot of doom and gloom out there. There's a lot of it's never been this bad, and some of those news articles are true, but we're living in history, which is in a way kind of exciting, because you could be a person who's a victim, or you could be a person who learns from previous history and sees the route we're going on and prepare accordingly. And if you're an investor, that's a really good thing. Just like I said in the last video, crashes for an investor are a good thing because they see the market being irrational and they just sit on the sidelines and wait for it to get rational again. And that sometimes takes time. It's very unpredictable when that will be. But the cool thing about economics, in my opinion, is you can deny reality all you want, but that will have consequences in your own life and in society. So if we're a society that says money can grow on trees and we let corruption happen, that will eventually, we'll have a day of reckoning where all those people who believed that money can grow on trees and you can, modern monetary theory where government spending reduces inflation and all these cockamamie ideas, eventually there'll be a day of reckoning. And the people who use their brain, critical thinking, and said, wait a second, if money is productivity, you can't print productivity, so how does this work? And they start asking these questions and they start making wise investments that aren't just speculations based off of headlines. So it's kind of exciting. If you're an investor, I don't think you should always be there's a lot of doom and gloom out there, but I think we're going to have opportunities of a lifetime to change the trajectory of a lot of things if you're wise with your money or wise with your productivity. Because when the crash happens, like I said yesterday, it will, in my opinion, be biblical. And we live in a society which is instant gratification. And if you're a person who has delayed gratification, I think you'll be rewarded during the crash, because opportunities will present themselves and you'll be able to buy things for 50 cents on the dollar, pennies on the dollar in some cases. And that's a good way to change the way business and society is run. If you can come in and invest, potentially be an owner in a business, and change the way the incentive structure is run in the business, and potentially change the way our society views things of instant gratification. Because when the day of reckoning comes, I think a lot of people will be asking questions like all the things that they've been told, that the Fed has control, that the government can print their way out of things, eventually won't be true, and they'll start questioning their assumptions. So most of the people that watch this channel and are part of Ninja Nation, etc., have already questioned those assumptions and realized the federal government is in the wrong here, and they're going to cause a lot more pain in the future because of their modern monetary theory than just letting the free market work. So anyways, y'all, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. See you in the next one.